Manchester United have just lost 4-2 to AC Milan in their final preseason game. And as a Manchester United fan, I'm going to be honest. I'm not panicking, but I'm also not going to pretend everything is fine, because there are some things from this game that I genuinely don't like. And one of them is Bruno Fernandes. Let me explain. Before we get into Rashford, Carrick, the result, and what United need before Hull City, I want to talk about the penalty situation. Bruno Fernandes has now missed penalties in Manchester United's last two preseason games. Against Leeds, he missed in the penalty shootout. Today, against AC Milan, he had another opportunity from the spot after Youri Tielemans was fouled, and Milan goalkeeper Lorenzo Torriani saved it. That's back-to-back misses, and normally I would say it's preseason, move on. But I'm starting to think this deserves a serious conversation, because my problem isn't simply that Bruno missed. Even the best penalty takers miss. My problem is whether Manchester United should continue treating Bruno as the automatic number one penalty taker when there are other players capable of taking them. And I think Michael Carrick needs to seriously consider a change. Not because Bruno is a bad player. He isn't. Not because I want him out of the team. I don't. But because Manchester United cannot afford to become emotionally attached to decisions that should be based on performance. If another player is currently a better penalty taker, give him the responsibility. Simple. And I know some United fans will disagree with me. That's fine. But let's look at the bigger picture. Today, United actually started well. Harry Maguire scored inside 2 minutes from a Bruno Fernandes corner. So Bruno was already involved in the opening goal. But then Milan responded. Samuel Chukwueze equalized. United had the chance to go back in front from the penalty spot. Bruno missed. Then Patrick Dorga put United ahead again after a Milan mistake. And this is where things started going wrong. Milan came back, Alfredo Cisse equalized, Gonçalo Ramos put Milan ahead, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek made it 4-2. Final score, Manchester United 2, AC Milan 4. And that is not the result Carrick wanted going into the opening Premier League weekend. But here's where I want to be careful. This was a preseason friendly. It does not suddenly mean Carrick has no idea what he's doing. It does not mean United are doomed. And it certainly doesn't mean the season is already over. But preseason is supposed to reveal problems, and United have revealed a few. The first is obvious: defending. United scored twice, but they conceded 4, and some of the defending was simply not good enough. At one point, Harry Maguire and Andre Santos got in each other's way as Milan attacked, leaving space for Chukwueze to finish. Those are the kinds of moments Carrick needs to eliminate before the competitive season begins. Because Hull City won't care that this was preseason, they will care about the 3 points. And that match is next Saturday, August 22nd, away at Hull City. That's the game that matters. But there's another issue, and that's Marcus Rashford. I know this is going to divide United fans, but I'll give you my honest opinion as a Manchester United fan. If the right offer comes in, I think Manchester United should sell Rashford. Yes, I said it. I personally think bringing him back after his loan spell at Barcelona is a mistake if the club receives a serious offer that makes sense financially and sporting-wise. And I'm not saying that because I hate Rashford. I'm saying it because Manchester United need to stop making decisions based on reputation. Rashford is a Manchester United Academy graduate. He has produced some incredible moments for this club. But the question isn't, what has Marcus Rashford done for Manchester United? The question is, what does Manchester United need now? Those are two different questions. Rashford spent last season on loan at Barcelona. Now he's back at United. Carrick has spoken positively about his return and said, Rashford has come back in good spirits. And today, Rashford came off the bench against Milan. So clearly, Carrick is willing to give him another opportunity. I understand that. But I still have doubts because United are trying to build something new. Matheus Cunha is here, Brian Mbeumo is here, Ahmad is competing for minutes. Other attacking options are developing. So where exactly does Rashford fit? And more importantly, does he genuinely improve this team? That's the question I want United to answer. And I know some fans will say, give him another chance. Fair enough. But another chance cannot mean automatic selection. If Rashford earns his place, play him. If he doesn't, he sits on the bench. That's how a serious squad should work. And this brings me to something even more important. Michael Carrick. What exactly is Carrick's Manchester United identity? honestly. I'm still trying to figure it out. And I don't mean that as an attack, it's a genuine question. We've seen some good signs. Against PSG, United drew 1-1 and showed some ability to respond after conceding early. Tielemans has looked composed. Bruno and Tielemans have some interesting possibilities. Mbumo has looked dangerous. There are signs of a team that wants to control possession and play with more purpose. But against Milan today, there were also moments where United looked vulnerable. And that's what I want to understand. What is the Carrick system? What is the identity? Is United going to dominate possession? Are they going to press aggressively? Are they going to control games through Tielemans and Bruno? Are they going to attack quickly through Mbumo, Kuna, and Ahmad? Or is Carrick still figuring out the balance? Because we don't have much time left. The Premier League starts next weekend. And the first opponent is Hull City, newly promoted, at home, and United have to win. I don't care that it's the first game. I don't care that it's away. I don't care that Hull will be excited. Manchester United need 3 points because if this team genuinely wants to compete near the top of the Premier League, these are the matches you have to win. And that's why today's defeat matters. Not because losing a friendly means the season is finished. It doesn't. It matters because Carrick now has 1 week to identify what needs fixing. The defense needs tightening. The midfield needs balance. The penalty situation needs addressing. The attacking hierarchy needs to be clear. And if there are still positions that need strengthening, United need to act because this squad is not perfect. And if Manchester United are serious about competing in the Premier League and Champions League, I don't think they should stop recruiting just because the season is about to begin. A few more quality additions could make a significant difference. But there is one thing I absolutely don't want: panic buying. Don't sign players just because United lost 4-2. Sign players because they solve specific problems. That's the difference. And Bruno brings me back to the biggest debate. Should he remain Manchester United's #1 penalty taker? Personally, I'm no longer convinced. I would seriously consider giving someone else the responsibility. Not as punishment, not because Bruno is finished, because competition should apply to everything, even penalties. And if Bruno responds by scoring the next 10 penalties he takes, great. That's exactly what I want. I want Bruno to prove the decision wrong. That's football. And as for Rashford, I'm willing to be proven wrong there too. If he comes back and becomes one of United's best players this season, I'll happily admit I was wrong. But I don't think Manchester United should keep players simply because supporters are emotionally attached to them. This club has to become ruthless again. And that's what I want to see from Carrick. Ruthlessness, clear standards, no guaranteed positions, no guaranteed responsibilities. No player should be bigger than the team because Manchester United cannot afford another season without a trophy. The preseason is finished. The experiments are almost finished. Now the excuses disappear. Hull City is next, and I expect United to win. But before that game, Carrick has decisions to make. Who takes penalties, who starts, who sits on the bench, who gets sold, who gets another chance, and most importantly, what exactly is Manchester United's identity under Michael Carrick? Because I genuinely want to know what you think. What is Carrick's style of play so far? Do you see a clear identity developing? Should Bruno Fernandes remain the #1 penalty taker? And if the right offer comes in, should Manchester United sell Marcus Rashford? Or should Carrick give him one final opportunity to prove himself? Tell me in the comments because the season starts next weekend. And against Hull City, I don't want to see potential. I want to see Manchester United.